because of Liam Coen. They're going to add a different dimension to that running game that they never had before, that Doug Peterson couldn't bring out. And I like the running game. Now, the passing game, I don't know. That depends on Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. I think Trevor Lawrence. I
feel like you could scheme these dudes open though. You
I
got
was
Brian
listening.
Thomas
Hey,
Jr. So
I was listening to some Jags people on the radio, and I didn't know this, but this one guy, he's been hearing different things from insiders that are maybe close to Trevor Lawrence, saying that his work ethic isn't the greatest. He gives the bare minimum.
oh,
So I was like, whoa, I never heard that before. I want to get to the let's see. I want to get to the Jaguars. Here's another team that they shuffled some stuff. They have a new head coach. They finally fired Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson, he
was
dug
still
himself.
in last year.
Hey, Doug Peterson, he digged his own grave by having Press Taylor be the offensive coordinator for that long. So I'm glad that he is finally out of there, because what they were subjecting Trevor Lawrence to was damn near a crime. But yeah, not the best display of offensive and defensive talent. I'm not gonna lie. Let me show my screen real quick, the depth chart. So as we know, they drafted Travis Hunter. They gave up all those first round picks to move up to get Travis Hunter, which I thought was a mistake. But anywho, De'Ami Brown is their second best receiver. Brian Thomas Jr., who's a legit stud. No question about that. And then it gets a bit muddy. The offensive line is still I'm not too comfortable with that offensive line just yet. Their tight end position, Brenton Strange, I heard
he got it going a little bit towards the end of the year, but nothing that you can be like we can rely on consistently. Johnny Munt, they signed. I seen him. I remember him. He was stealing catches from T.J. Hawkinson on the Vikings last year, and I was getting upset at him. But he's a solid backup. It's just I don't know. The Jags are still a year or two away from making some real noise, which is a shame because you paid Trevor Lawrence all that money. He's gonna be up for a new contract by the time y'all ready to try to compete.
Yeah, that offense is gonna be. I will say though, let me see if I can find this real quick. I like the addition. Yeah, the defense. But I want to get to the offense real quick. I do like the fact that they hired Liam Coen as the head coach. And I'm thinking that he's going to have a lot of input on the offensive scheme. Maybe he might call plays. I hope he calls plays, because I need to show you something that really caught my eye. Let me see. Share my screen. Here we go. So this is advanced analytics on rushing from last year, and this is rushing yards after contact per rush. Guess who's number one?
Derrick Henry?
No. He's number two.
Tank Bigsby.
Yes. Tank Bigsby is number one rushing yards after contact. And guess his yards per carry is actually pretty good. He's 4.6 yards per carry. He only had 160 something touches last year, 160 carries. So imagine in Liam Coen's system, who had where's Bucky Irvin? He was number 4 in rushing yards after contact, and he had over 1,100 yards rushing. That's Bucky Irvin, the rookie running back for them. He only started 3 games for them last year, and they also had Rashad White as well. Rashad White was 5.
Dang.
So you bring in a guy that completely changed just the running scheme for the Buccaneers, made them an elite running team. And now you're bringing him to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was struggling a bit running the football. But when I show you these advanced analytics in regards to Tank Bigsby, this is going to be great. This is going to be great for Tank Bigsby. This is going to be, I don't know about Travis Etienne. That's a different story. But Tank Bigsby, who 4.6 yards per carry, 700 yards rushing, only 168 carries. And on average, when it comes to runs after contact, he's the highest per average.
So what you saying? Invest in Tank Bigsby come fantasy. Salute.
I'm not saying
you revealed your strategy. I'm on to you now. There was a big mistake showing me that stat.
I really don't care. But regardless, I like the Jags running game this year because of Liam Coen. I think he's going to bring a dimension that they were missing, and that's going to help Trevor Lawrence a lot. They got
Bashaw Tutton too. Oh, he's nice.
Tank Bigsby, his stock is going to rise tremendously because of Liam Coen. They're going to add a different dimension to that running game that they never had before, that Doug Peterson couldn't bring out. And I like the running game. Now, the passing game, I don't know. That depends on Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. I think Trevor Lawrence.
I thought you could scheme these dudes open though.
I was listening. I was listening to some Jags people on the radio, and I didn't know this, but this one guy, he's been hearing different things from insiders that are maybe close to Trevor Lawrence, saying that his work ethic isn't the greatest. He gives the bare minimum.
Oh,
so I was like, whoa! I never heard that before. That's a big concern because when you look at his tape, it's pretty average. It's pretty mediocre. So I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence. It's really going to come down to him. I don't know if Liam Coen, whatever he can do, scheme up. I just think it's going to come down to Trevor Lawrence when it by all means it's going to come down to Trevor Lawrence for me because I've heard it. He even said it. He needs to work on his footwork. It's not the greatest. I just think that's going to boil down to Trevor Lawrence. But I like Liam Coen with the running. I think the running's going to be great. The rushing attack is going to be great. I'm not concerned about that. But you mentioned defense. What do you like about the defense?
They got names. Like they signed Jordan Lewis, who is an underrated slot corner in my opinion. I watched a lot of Cowboys because I am a Cowboys fan. So he was a standout year after year. He would be the most consistent player on the defense in that secondary for most of the year. So I really like that addition. Darnell Savage, he's solid. Tyson Campbell was an underrated corner in my opinion as well. Then they also got what'd you say?
You mentioned Darnell Savage.
That's it. He's in.
He's
I know you know
mid.
all about it.
He's pretty mid. He's pretty.
They did draft a safety though. Oh, how could I forget? They got Travis Hunter in the secondary.
Yeah.
How
much he's gonna play?
I don't know what they're gonna do, and we're gonna have to see. But like linebackers, I like Devin Lloyd.
Obviously, Josh Allen.
Yeah, Josh Allen, of course. Yeah. Trayvon Walker, he's starting to put it. I think he's starting to get a little better. He actually did more than he did his rookie year.
Absolutely, he had 10 sacks. But like one of the guys,
still a good run defender.
One of the Jags people that covers the team was saying that he's a bit overrated. That team, if you're a Jags fan, you should be worried if the Jags give him a bunch of money, like over $100 million, because he's not worth that money, because he's not as good as you would think the numbers suggest he is. If you watch the film, if you take away the sacks, just look at the pressures. It's terrible. He has one move that works, the bull rush, I think it is. After that, he's cooked.
Yeah, so, I don't know, because I said the same thing about this defense last year. I said I liked them on paper, and they just played terrible. So who knows at this point? I don't know. The Jags are such an interesting team. I can't really put my faith into this defense after what they showed last year. But I think who's the defensive coordinator? Anthony Capanow?
I've never heard of this guy. Never heard of him.
I'm gonna have to see.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this defense too much. Like the interior defensive line.
I can't really I don't really know these people they drafted outside of Travis Hunter on the defense.
I'm not really a fan of the second. I mean, I understand you're trying to be all positive, but I'm not really a fan of the secondary. Like once you take out Travis Hunter, because I don't think Travis Hunter is going to play a whole lot of snaps as a corner. I think he might play maybe 20 or 30 snaps as a corner. I don't think that's enough. Because you remove Travis Hunter, that secondary, especially the cornerback position, outside of Tyson Campbell, good luck.
You not a Jordan Lewis believer? Turn on the tape.
No. Slot corner, yes.
Oh, okay.
But when
you mean the other outside corner?
Other guys, oh my gosh! And Tyson Campbell, wasn't he hurt a lot of the year last time I checked?
I want to say he was dealing with injury. I don't know who Jerrion Jones is or Jerrion Jones. Yeah, who the heck is that guy?
I don't know. But regardless, what about the like Eric Armstead? He's projected to be a backup to Mason Smith. He's getting up there in age, so I guess Eric Armstead he's not the same player he once was. And I think he's been dealing with injuries.
Oh, they signed Emmanuel Ogba. I remember.
Yeah, I'm not really too much of a fan of this defense. I mean, they could be middle of the pack. I just think this team boils down to the offense at the end of the day. That's where I'm at. I don't think this team can be carried by their defense. Trevor Lawrence is going to have to make things happen, because if he doesn't, this team is going to falter. Like, they're going to fall down to the wayside. They're going to be another bad season for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So we'll see how things go.